Alright, we'll see you in a minute, bud. Good morning from the toy room. The weather outside is absolutely delightful. Orville just got here a few minutes ago. We're going to be loading up and heading for a new project. It's about a 500 square foot house addition. We need to cut away a portion of an old patio, pour new footings, and then cap over part of it to create a new foundation for the home, or addition to the home, I should say. Should be a cool project. We got quite a bit of loading up to do. We gotta get all the materials we need, load it up for the job, get the skid loader loaded, and then we're gonna swing into the oil change place on the way and get an oil change done on that black pickup. So a few things to do. We won't be getting there early today. We'll probably get in there somewhere between 10 and noon. Hopefully we can get some marks made on the ground and get things kind of ready to expedite tomorrow's endeavor. So I'll bring you along with, and we will do this thing together. Alright, we'll see you on the job site. Alright, so we're finally on the job site. Orville's looking at the plans right now. We're going to dump the AV right here and build a little ramp coming up right here. Alright, battery's just about dead, but we get everything done we hope to get done today. Everything's marked out. There was a little discrepancy on the plans, so it may be a deal where we have to make some changes. We'll see what the architect says. But either the master bedroom or the exercise room is going to have to be a foot smaller. So, or, you know, maybe 6 inches each, I don't know, but something's gonna have to change. Alright, we'll see you next time. Good morning from the toy room. It is 32 chilly degrees outside this morning, heading for a high of 60. A little different than the 80 we had over the weekend. We're gonna be heading back to that house addition. We've got all the lines marked out now. We've got our ramp built, so today we're gonna get a saw from Sunstate and get all the cutting and removal, cutting done and removal started. That way the whole crew can come in tomorrow. We can start setting forms and start getting this thing put together. Alright, we are all marked out. We're going to start saw cutting. We've got the saw figured out and running. I'm going to move this line over a foot. This is all jacked up and crooked over here from the house. We got to cut this like this. You can see that when we measure straight off the house, it looks terribly crooked, but it's even off the house now. So that was saw cutting. And I mean, I know that there's a lot of guys that do a lot more saw cutting than I do for demolition purposes. I've saw cut a lot of control joints. But as far as the demolition side of things go, I mean, I've done plenty, don't get me wrong. You can see kind of the main things. You never cut the full depth at once. Keep your speed nice and easy. You know, make sure you're lined up perfectly before you drop it in. And you know, I mean, you can just, if you watch the video, you're going to see certain things have to be happening each time in order to get your cut right. Alright, we're back on the job site. Day number 3, I guess it would be. Got a frozen water hose. It is chilly up here. Really chilly. So, can't get the saw going until we got some water to run with it. But I got the skid loader warming up. I'm going to pull up here and get started. So as you can see, the removal is going along swimmingly. Very swimmingly, but how you doing over there, Mikey?
I'm alright. You too!
We should have probably kicked in a cleaky clause by now. I'm gonna let him know that we're keeping track of hours every day, and this is kind of a cap price job, but cleaky clause kind of falls outside of that, so we'll let him know by the end of the day. Other than that, it's going pretty well. It's actually going pretty well even with that. The nice thing about finding another layer of concrete underneath there is you get done with the removal, you're, you know, 4 or 5 inches deeper. Alright, it's lunchtime. So Matt has once again outdone himself with his hairdo. I think he's got some endangered species animal living on top of his head.
It's a chinchilla head.
Like a chinchilla hitting up there or something.
Real.
Good lord. What are we gonna do with this guy? Well, we got all the demolition done over here. Got a good portion of the footing dug. Matt's hair tamed down a little bit.
Aww.
And she don't leave any garbage.
Isn't that my garbage?
I don't care.
That's your garbage, Sean.
I don't care.
Well, I'll
whose it
pick
is.
up your garbage, no problems.
That's mine.
I'm just kidding.
I really don't care whose garbage it is.
My garbage.
I'll take your garbage. I'll take your garbage.
And
all day anyways. Just kidding.
and I already knew you were gonna take it anyways. I just like to say it to you because you like, I get a rise out of you.
I know. I like to say.
It makes for good TV.
Exactly.
We got everything.
Someone's gonna blow their lid today.
Everything's broken up well enough over here now that'll just be a matter of picking it out of there.
Blow their lid.
Went pretty well. So I gotta fly. I gotta get to the dump before it closes. Good morning from the toy room. It's just gonna be Matt, Mike, and myself today on the job. We're gonna be finishing digging those footings and getting some forms up. Orville's got a prior engagement, we'll say, so he will not be in again until tomorrow. We may end up working Saturday this week. We'll see how things go, but there's a pretty fair chance we'll be working on Saturday this week, which is very rare in blood, sweat, and tears world. But if we gotta do it, we gotta do it, and it's looking like we might have to do it, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, we'll see you out on the job site. Have an awesome day. Alright, we were supposed to be on the job site about a half hour ago, but of course Matt fell in love with this pillow this morning.
Yes, I did. That's how I get my hairstyle.
We were actually supposed to be there an hour ago, but the late end of our window was half hour ago. And you got to save yourself, Matt.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Slacker. Alright, so we're back on the site. Looks like we're going to have to dig things a little bit deeper unless we can get a compaction test, but we'll see what happens. Let's jump in the skid loader now, and Matt and I are going to start moving that concrete. Alright, we're slow to make progress today. We've got a lot of obstacles. Yeah, it's pretty much stumped on this water line. That's pretty much at an impasse with the water line.
It could be. But if it is, it doesn't go past that.
He's trembling with fear.
Or maybe that's the call.
He doesn't know where to go. He's basically just been sitting in the fetal position for most of the day.
You know, I have. I cannot deny.
That was before you even came to work.
This thing, you know, if it pops, I'll get wet. And you know how cold it is here?
Well, Mike just keeps trudging on. You know, he's like the Spartan soldier. He don't give a crap. He's a digging fool. Did I get that right, Mikey?
Yeah, absolutely. A fool anyhow.
Alright, well, it's starting to sound more and more like we're going to be digging 3 feet, Mikey.
Alright.
So it is 12:45. The guy's got a long ways to go. It's taking forever, but I think they can get it pretty much done today. I mean, at least the digging part. Paul called. He's ready to leave the VA. They are going to be bringing his paperwork up and get him some stuff from the pharmacy, and then he's going to be ready to get out of there. So I just hit the road. I'm heading for tanks. I'm going to go ahead and dump this trailer. I don't want to drag it all the way down there full. So I'm going to go ahead and dump it. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll park it somewhere. Park it at Tammy's maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I might call him once I get there and see if he is going to be able to come onto the lot, or if I have to pick them up in the loop, because if I got to pick them up in the loop, it becomes more troublesome with the gooseneck trailer. Alrighty, well, we'll check in a little bit later. I'm sure we can go to a time lapse of the boys digging footings right now. Should be pretty exciting. Good morning from the toy room. It's a chilly 32 degrees out there right now, heading for a high of 70. So then there's a little bit of footing left to dig, and then we still got all the forms to set, the steel to put in. It's going to be a tall order to get it all done today. Hopefully we can get enough done to where we bring a couple guys in tomorrow and they can knock it out real fast on a Saturday. But Mikey and Matt worked till 4 o'clock last night and got the majority of the digging done, so that should be good. I ended up going and getting Paul. He's back home and happy. He's out of the hospital, so get on the mend there, Paul. The crew's going to be completely full today. Brett is coming in, and you know, they're going to be kicking a lot of butt. I got to get ahead of them. I got to get some AB. I got to get some brackets for setting forms, and you know, make sure they've got work in front of them all day. They'll keep knocking it down. So we'll see you over on the job site. It is a little windy today, but the sun is shining, and it's pretty nice, you know. For me, it's t-shirt weather, the big Minnesotan. These guys are all freezing their asses off, but not bad for me. It'd be a nice spring day. Alright, we'll see you guys later. You know it's cold when Mikey's got a long sleeve shirt on. How's everybody feeling about the depth of the footing now?
Well, if it's 25 inches below the finished grade.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this part has to be deep and the rest of it doesn't.
Well, the reason, well, it still, it needs to be to the native soil.
Yeah.
You know.
There now, I can tell.
Yeah. There's no erosion thing going on at all here, you know, so there's none of that factor. It's just getting down to native soil, so it's sitting on solid ground, you know. The other option would have been to get a compaction test here.
That takes too long.
And that takes too long. So if we're at native down here now, then we're okay. You know. And you know, I mean, when you look at the hill coming down over there, you look at the hill coming down over here, I mean, it's probably close to native. You know? So we just gotta roll the dice. You know, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and the dice that we're rolling, I feel safe with what the construction's going.
Like his shows 3 feet. You know, and he's like, well, you said you gotta go down 3 feet. I'm like, so Mike can start digging. Let's see where the native is. He's confident he hit the native. I said, okay, I'm gonna roll the dice on that. You know. Woohoo, getting down deep now, huh?
But there is a concrete slab here.
Yeah, that's good. That's a footing. That's what we like to see.
Mike, you got that black faucet?
Well, it shouldn't surprise me.
Nope. No, there was a big chimney on it.
Oh yeah. It's it's 3 stack.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
Matt found the bottom of this.
And Geico lived.
Good.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to see that. He was in here running around last night.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. Did you get any car insurance from him?
No. He said, you know, I have to actually have a car. It's weird. I just wanted the car insurance. I didn't need the car. I thought.
You can see by looking at the flag and the trees around here that it is windy and miserable. The guys are trying to get something done back at the site. I just ran out to use the bathroom and fill the truck up with fuel. And I'm gonna head back there now, but not a fun day to be working. Not a fun day to be productive, that's for sure. Super windy today. The playhouse fell over, as you can see. Man, did the wind blow you over yet?
Blew that thing over. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's too bad it didn't blow your hair straight, huh?
Well, you know what? There's miracles and then there's, you know, impossibilities. We're not trying to get that happen. Let's break the world, try this.
So once again, Matt's struggling with this tiny little piece over here, and these guys have got this set up over here.
I have nothing to say for myself.
It wouldn't matter anyway. Not bad, huh?
Not too bad.
Arc vendor from way back, huh? Alright, good progress, guys. I'm gonna put this thing away again because with this wind, I know we're not gonna be able to hear it. Let's see the hair today. Turn sideways. Oh my god. Looks like he's got an elongated skull.
I do. I'm one of those Egyptian
He's
people.
a pharaoh.
Yeah, you know it. That's just royalty.
Alright, check in with you later. Alright, we are back on the job site. Matt is getting going after the rebar. I'm going to start setting for him. And then once the crowd dies down, I can load up another load to bring home here. But it's a beautiful day. Nice and cool.
No wind.
Not so loud, it'll hear you. The wind hasn't picked up yet.
Right.
It's windy all night long.
Yes.
But now it's calm for a little while, so hopefully it stays that way. Alright, let's put a time lapse. Alright, so we're coming right along. Matt's got most of his rebar tied in this one over here. So this one's getting real close to ready. And Mike and I got this set up over here. And get rid of that shirt, huh, Mikey?
Yeah, moving around.
He's got to throw one more bracket in along the wall over here. And then he's going to pull this board out of here and finish the rebar. We're coming right along. It's looking pretty good. Alright, the guys have got everything under control back in the backyard, so I'm going to load up some of this extra dirt. What a time lapse.
Setting
Alright, so I've got the dirt cleaned up, and I'm gonna go ahead and
Before we leave, we'll tidy up.
head it for home.
Throwing dirt out on the slab.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to Sam.
Well, yeah, but you can talk to them too. It's just people. Some of them are pretty cool people. Isn't that right, grumpy old concrete guy? Bobby, Rub Mud. Pretty cool people. Anyways, Mike's got this part on the run. He'll have the rebar in there in no time. And I see what you're doing there. And then so you'll get plenty of overlap because that one's overlapped too.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyways, I'm gonna be heading out. You guys are doing well. We got another hour and a half left here, Mikey.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Alright. Have fun, Matt. Alright, Mikey, you got anything to say to the people this week?
Yeah, have a good weekend.
Alright. Yeah, have a good weekend.
What's left of it?
Mikey's a man of very few words. He gets a whole day and a quarter for a weekend this weekend, so he's happy. Alright, I'm back on the job site, and we're gonna knock out that section by the wall there, and I'm gonna talk to Rick about putting a rebar grid in the whole thing. I just think it would be beneficial with this scenario we're looking at here. And let's see what he says. I'm gonna check the man hours right now and see if we're ahead or behind. Alright, we're basically ready for inspection. We got our trough cut in the back with a couple rebars in it. The guys are going to go ahead and install a rebar grid at this point in time. And we'll be all ready to pour. I'm going to go ahead and clean up this this pile, and then we're going to get the heck out of here. It's like a never-ending supply of debris. Alright, let's go to timelines. Alright, just in time. It's starting to rain. The inspector just left. He said we are good to go for the pour. Everything's looking great. I pulled everything together in the last minute. And here's the results. I mean, you can see it's a wonderful job using these old concrete forms and everything. Amazing how much life you can get out of them. Turned out great. And we'll be back on Friday to pour the concrete because it's supposed to be a 40-mile-per-hour wind tomorrow. Good morning from the toy room. It is 32 degrees this morning. We're heading for a high of 63 today. Gonna be a little bit windy, a little breezy out there. Looking like about a 20-mile-per-hour wind, but we're gonna be on the right side of the house for that today. Wind's coming out of the east. The house is east of us, so hopefully that pans out. We already postponed this for once because of wind. We're talking 40-mile-per-hour wind on Tuesday, coming out of the south. Today's coming out of the east. Should be a major game changer, but heck, we could have pulled it off on Tuesday because the wind held off until later in the morning anyways. But here we are now. We've got the mud ordered for 9:30. I just received word from Jason that there's a cancellation of 30 yards and we can get the mud earlier. So I've got a call in to Rodney to see if we can move it back to 8:30. The guys have got a lot of plastic to do. It's way across town. You know, everything's got to get masked off and all that stuff got to happen. If we'd have known yesterday that we could go earlier, we could have made something happen, but of course we didn't find out till this morning. So, sorry. Sorry, guys. Not sorry, Jason. It's okay, though. I'm over it. But anyways, I'm going to be heading over there by the time we pour, whether that's 8:30 or 9:30, and run the bow float. Martin's going to be there today. He's going to have his little machine just in case, which we will not need, but it's going to get saw cut. He's going to have his saw with. So, should be a fine and fun day. Been looking forward to this pour, and I'll get a chance to do an anchor bolt video. You know, we don't do a lot of how-to stuff. We're not really, you know, positioning ourselves as the how-to kind of guys, but I haven't seen too many anchor bolt ones out there, so I think we'll go ahead and throw some anchor bolts in and make a video out of it while we're there. Anyway, Orville and Matt should be here any minute now. I'm going to go over with them where the expansion needs to go. Since we're leaving the existing slab under there, I like to put expansion around all the edges of it, so when it does that initial shrink, it doesn't have all that stress on it. We use that real spongy, soft foam stuff. And, you know, call me crazy, but I think that it helps. Not that we do this very often. It's pretty rare, actually, that we do this type of situation, but, you know, it is what it is. So we'll kind of go over that on the job too. But you guys all have a great day, and we'll see you out on that job site. So at my house it is just dead calm. There's no wind blowing whatsoever. Eerily calm almost. And Mike just called and said it is blowing like crazy on his side of town. Now that job is due east of here, and the wind's coming out of the east, so it's pretty crazy. But he said it is blowing crazily hard over there, and it's coming out of the east, and the house is directly east of where we're pouring, so it should be a nice wind block. But he said it's blowing so hard it's whipping around, and it's really not stopping the wind, it's just making it whip around. So I'm gonna let Orville get there, decide, you know, I mean, if we need to postpone again, I don't know. I don't really want to. Hopefully we won't have to. We'll see what happens. Alright, so we're here on site and we're dumping some mud. It's another lovely day in Tucson, Arizona with a 50-mile-an-hour wind. Hard to beat it. hurricane out front. What? There's a damn hurricane out front. Alright, try to duck out of the wind here quick. Got it laid out and it's looking pretty good. Starting to set the anchor bolts now. And when you set anchor bolts in concrete, you have to figure out a couple things. What is the plan calling for? Is that 32 inches on center, 48 inches on center. So what we want to do is look at the plan over, and in this plan says we're going to be using a 2x6 wall. We're going to be going every 48 inches on center. So you can't be any more than 1 foot away from any corner. So I normally just go 11 inches. Or even a little bit less. And then from there I'm going 48 inches. And I just have to, you know, pay attention to wherever there's a door. Sometimes windows matter, but for the most part, if they don't go right to the floor, they don't matter much. So we're going to go ahead and start laying this out and kind of show you how it works as we go. So I'm sorry about this wind. It's kind of, it may be tough to hear me, I don't know. It's an absolutely nasty day. Horrible day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying out from this first corner bolt. And I'm going to give it 48 inches. And I'm going to make a mark down there. Now I know I can go right on bond because I'm off bond to start. So if I'm on bond now, the way I mark, I will be off bond for the layout of the boards. Now normally when you do this, you want to lay a tape measure out and lay it along the whole length of the tape. But it's so windy today that the tape measure is going to be blowing away, so I'm just going to have to mark it out 4 feet at a time, and it's going to have to work out fine. This is a small pour, so we won't get off by much if we do, so it should work out just fine. That sucks. So as you can see, now I came out to this corner and it's going to work out. It's within a foot, actually 8 inches. So it worked out just fine, but sometimes it'll come up a little short and you'll have to put 2 bolts that are close together. Not a big deal. It's better than having none. Alright, so I got this first wall all put in here. We've already pulled the string line. The wall's nice and straight. Now we've got these bolts in. And we're basically just shooting for the center of a 2x6, close to it, and then off bond, off the 16-inch mark, and you lay it out from the end. We're going to keep laying it out in the same direction. Wherever direction we start from, we usually just keep laying it out all the way around. Alright, put you on my head now and you can watch as it goes. Put this one at 10. 2x6, so we'll go 2 3/4. Alright. Kind of a big cluster of rebar right there. If you can, go to the inside of the rebar. So that's where the edge of the stud's going to be, right there. So I'm going to keep it inside of the rebar. That gives it more strength than if I were to put it on the outside of the rebar. Then it's kind of a vulnerable scenario. I don't know, Orville, I feel like I should have a lot more bolts in this part, don't you?
A lot more bolts what?
Around this bend. You know what I mean? think I should go every 32 or something. What would be my options here? We got 16, 32, and 48. I'm gonna go 32 here. I think they're gonna want one on each end of each board that goes around here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Alright, so change of plan here. Even though the plan says 48, we're gonna go every 32 inches. Because Mikey said so. I always just put them in up to the threads on the bolt, because they're supposed to be a 7-inch embed usually, and that basically gives you 7.5 to the threads. Yeah, can you turn the wind down a little bit? Well, actually, I told Jason this morning, I said, can you please put in a call to the Bureau of Wind Management and just have them turn it down a little bit just to get it done, you know?
Just a little bit.
There's probably people that think that, you know, that you could fool with that, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know there's people who think you can just test that shit.
Like, oh yeah, the government takes care of everything, yeah. Yeah.
It's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's the government, yeah. Yeah.
I see it on TikTok all the time.
Ah, the TikTok. Well, it probably is true to some extent. I mean, there is a lot of weather manipulation stuff that we don't know about, but
Well, that's different though. That's not
there's not a Bureau of Wind Management.
That's not manifesting things anyways.
No.
That's you know, scientifically making things.
Yeah. Did you make Martin mad and he left?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I did. It was me.
I thought maybe it was you.
Makes more sense, right?
I know how you are.
Makes way more sense if it was
I know how you are.
you. Yeah.
Orville,
good at it,
Orville
you know?
told me.
At least I'm good at it. I should be bad at it. No.
Did you watch that video this morning? Did you watch that video yet this morning?
No, I started to, but we got talking about it.
Yeah. Manny, we gotta dig all the mud out behind this board. We gotta stick this board in 4 inches, and then we gotta keep it up to the height of the concrete on this side of the board. So if you get like some kind of a troweling thing that,
Try to do that.
yeah. I think you can at least get it down to the bottom of the form right now. It's still wetter now. But alright, so we got a 2 foot, what did you say it was? 2 foot even?
Yeah.
This door.
2 foot, yeah.
So we're going 2 foot. What are the 2 foot doors rough opening, Marty? For a rough opening for a 2 foot door, what do you got? You got 2 foot, and then you got basically an inch on either side. I'm just gonna start here.
What now, Johnny?
A rough opening for a 2 foot door would be how much? Be 3/4 on each side plus a gap. So
3/4, and then
3/4 plus 3/4.
for
25
and then
and a
for your
half.
bolts, you want to go on 6 or 8 inches.
Mhm.
You know.
So the whole width of the door would be 25.5, 26.25 basically, probably.
Yeah, with a hung.
So if that's the door, then I think we're close enough then, because
Yeah.
all we gotta be is within 12
It'll
inches.
be in the center of the layout, sure.
And then I'm not sure, this doesn't have a dimension. This
No.
might even be a little bit bigger on the, you know, it doesn't have a dimension on the plan, but it shows that it's away from the edge a little bit. So I'm gonna put this one here,
Yeah.
you know.
And then 1 8 inches over from there.
Yep. We'll get this one on here, and that'll turn that corner nicely. Right in a big pile of rebar. Which way do I go? There we go. Have to be there.
Just tilt it over.
Maybe it's a 5.5 inch stud, you know, so it'll still be within it.
Yeah. Then 8 inches this way.
Yep. I can even take
1 foot.
yeah, I could probably even take off from here now and just go maybe 4 foot maybe.
How did that work out there? Did it have to be screeded this way a little bit?
Yeah, it's had a hump, none of those humps.
They gotta dig that out with? Something, you gotta have something to dig that out with?
Yeah.
Over there. Wind, it'd be good if there was no plastic over when we're all done.
Yeah, at least I got the Vocomp, you know.
Well, when it's finished.
Yeah, when it's finished. The Vocomp is similar to plastic, but it's not as tight. No, but I mean, it slows the water moisture coming out.
I'm talking when it's all finished.
Yeah.
Get ready to leave.
Yeah, I know.
It should be covered so that it doesn't get wind on it.
I know what you're saying.
You know?
The downside of that is that plastic marks,
Yeah.
you know, but it's minimal when you go to a hard trowel, you know.
Yeah.
I've always just gone with the frickin' Vocomp and put an extra coat on, you know.
At the end, after it's finished.
I mean, just put an extra coat because, like at Tammy's that day, it was hot and windy as hell. We were just finishing it and laying it down right behind it until it was like a high glass. It still looks good, you know. We were putting quite a bit of Vocomp on there.
You want to get that out of there so I don't knock it over? You're done with it, huh?
Go ahead, knock it over, it's fine.
Yeah. Might knock it right. Knock it to level.
Man, are you glad we poured now, Mikey?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'll give it till the end of the day.
I'm just being sarcastic. I'm alright. I'm alright with it.
I could hear
Looks like we're gonna get away with it. I mean, too early to tell, like you said.
I could hear the panic in your voice a little bit this morning, but
Well, man, it's calmer than it was when I got here.
yeah. No, I don't blame you. I mean, walking out front during the pour was a gale force wind, man.
Well, I was so surprised because it was fairly calm at my house.
Oh no, I mean we're talking my house when I was talking to you.
Yeah.
Dead calm. I'm not even talking about fairly calm here, man.
Yeah, it
I'm
was blowing a
talking
little
dead.
at my house, but not.
My house was like eerie dead calm. Eerie dead calm. Yeah, not at Martin's house. I heard I'd seen the all caps. All caps. Yeah, the first one was all caps, windy in quotation marks, and then the wind emoji or the wave emoji on the swimming pool. I'm like, oh god, what are we in for over there? All right, so on this one, I went a little closer to the wall because we've got a short plate in here. It's gonna go from here to there. There's gonna be a stud right here.
Yeah.
So, and there'll be a stud right along this edge back here most likely. So I did them like this here. And I'm not sure if there's another way I could do it, but at least I got two in that plate. And I'm feeling good about that. Now with these, the big thing is with these, whatever direction I do the layout in, they've got to do the layout the same when they lay out the wall.
I want to go to the feed, or no, what's it called?
Feedlot?
No, I think it's called that, yeah. I think it's called that. The place over there, it's like by that farm where you get the pumpkins.
Yeah.
That you get breakfast and stuff there.
Yeah.
Farm fresh kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been there?
What's it called?
Been there.
Where is it?
It's over there by like the Big Street Farm, the Big Street Farm. Where they used to do that pumpkin patch every year.
Yeah.
It's over there in Marana.
In Miranda by the pumpkin patch?
Yeah.
It's called the Feedlot. And it happens to be my favorite restaurant in the whole entire world.
Mine too.
You want the Yucca bar yet, Martin?
Huh?
You want the Yucca bar now?
No. Let it set for a while, you know? Just long enough, and then before I hit it again, we can put some on. Because it's not going to do it.
You don't work, well, you put it on when you're not going to hit it. That's the Yucca bar. You know what I'm saying? When you got a long time before you want to hit it, then you put the Yucca bar on, because it's like putting plastic on. It keeps the wind from turning it into a gumbo. So when you come back to it, it's still doing a set underneath, but the top is still workable.
Okay, then yeah, we can spray it on.
Matt, spray it on.
What's it?
Hold it on. Hold the Yucca bar on.
I'll hose it on, man. I'm not.
We got a hoser. Eh?
He's not doing anything to do it.
I just you're my go-to guy, Matt.
Huh?
Matt's kind of my go-to guy, you know. Whenever there's something that needs done, it's Matt. Matt.
You have to go around the corner to let
This should be the last time I come to this job site. They've still got a lot of cleanup to do, and the finishing obviously isn't done yet. And they've got to pour the area where Matt's working on right now. That's gonna have to be poured next week. But
How do we this lower half down here? Make that flush right there?
you got to find the bottom of the board for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well that's...
And then we'll be putting gravel in here, you know.
Okay, yeah, because it is bottom of the board is like down there. That's where it is.
Yep.
So
Yep.
when I get down to there, and I can go flush underneath that.
Yeah, and then we can just bring some gravel and bring this up some and then mix the mud, you
Oh, is
know.
that what we're doing? Oh, okay.
But this may be the last time I come to this job site, even though they're going to come back and do all that. They won't necessarily need me for that part. So. All right, have a good day, Matt.
Yes, you too. Later, Facebook. Sorry, YouTube.
He just calls you Facebook. What the hell's wrong with him? Anyways, we're out of here. Check you later.
Heading back to what used to be home, passing by those little towns I know so well, stopping for gas and then I'm behind the wheel again. Driving this like a spiritual cleanse, where every mile is a new beginning and every bend holds a new end. Eyes on the road, don't lose control. I'm speeding fast to chase my soul. I'm